up, friends? All right, this is a side angle tutorial video. So in this video, I'm going to break down how to get into your side angle, go over your alignment, go over your muscle engagement, and then I'm also going to walk you through a half and a full bind when you're in your side angle. All right, as always, I'm going to show you the pose and then I'm going to walk you through it, okay? So I'm going to get into my side angle from a downward facing dog, flowing into a warrior two, and then finding my side angle pose. All right, so I'm in my side angle. Notice where my hand is placed on my bottom leg, or I should say my lunging leg. I've got my wrist right about at my knee. Okay, so that's your side angle. That's your right side. This is your left side. The reason why I went into this pose from my warrior two is because this is the exact same alignment as your warrior two pose. A lot of times when you're in a yoga class or if you're watching any videos on YouTube or whatnot, the teacher will transition from a warrior two into a side angle. And the reason for that is because it's a very easy transition because you're only really moving your arms from here to here. All right, so if you watch the other Warrior 2 tutorial, you will know how to have your proper alignment, proper engagement. If you did not, fear not, I'm still gonna walk you through it. So I have got my heel to heel alignment. My hips are facing the long edge of my mat. I wanna make sure that I can see the big toe on my front leg, or excuse me, front foot. So right now I can't see my big toe because my knee is going in. So I'm gonna open up my hip a little bit. That's gonna make this a little bit harder for me. It's gonna make the lunge a little bit deeper. So what I'm gonna do to modify that is I'm gonna take my stance a little bit shorter. So I just brought my foot in a couple of inches. And then I'm going to take my lunge once again, square my hips back off, find my warrior two, and then from here I'm going to reach forward. So I'm not moving the lower half of my body, I'm just extending. So I'm moving from my core, going forward, and then I'm going to tick-tock the arms. So bottom arm goes down, top arm goes up. This is your side angle. Couple of things though. So now you're like, okay, cool, I'm in my side angle. Ideally, your side angle is going to be here with your hand all the way to the ground and here. But if you are not strong enough, if you have not practiced this pose enough, when you go into this posture, if you're trying to have the hand all the way down to the ground, you're gonna end up here. So notice my chest is now pointing down towards the ground. My arm might be up, but I'm compromising the integrity of the pose. You want to be here. And how to get there is through lots of muscle engagement. All right. So let's start small. This pose is one of my favorites to use some handy dandy blocks. If you do not have a block, you can use a couch pillow. You can use a book. You can use anything, a box, anything that is going to bring the ground closer to you and that's not going to cause you to lose your balance whenever you're using it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place this block right in front, excuse me, just to the left of my front foot. So now instead of the ground being here, the ground is now here. Thus, I can get deeper into my side angle without compromising the integrity of the pose. So now I'm able to take a little bit of a longer stance. Let's find my warrior two. I'm gonna reach. And now my block is just right here. And I'm gonna send my arm into the sky. So if you're using your block, know that your block is just a tool. It is there to help you. It's there to deepen your practice. It is not there to support your weight. I'm gonna switch sides. What I mean by that is if you are using your block, I'm not putting all of my weight in this block right now. I am merely grazing my fingertips on it. All right, let's talk about muscle engagement. So, once you are down here, fingertips to your block, now I'm having to engage my hamstring, my inner thighs, my quad muscle, maybe even my calf muscle a little bit, and fully my core. My whole core is fully engaged whenever I am in this posture. Because without my core, I would be like this, instead of engaging, squeezing, and then rotating open. My back leg is also going to keep me stable. It's keeping me balanced so I'm not falling forward, backward, to the right, to the left. Okay. And again, the block is for if you're trying to get lower in your side angle. If you're not there yet, put your block to the side. Your side angle is going to start here with a shorter stance. Find your lunge. Wrist connects to knee. This is your side angle. This way we fan open the chest and reach for the sky. This can be your side angle. And then maybe from here you work to longer stance. Longer stance means you can drive your arm a little bit lower down your leg. And then maybe a little bit lower. And then pretty soon, you know that you can grab that block because you're able to use all of your muscles to keep you up. So remember, in yoga, it's not all about getting into the pose. It's getting strong enough to be in the pose. Our egos can do a lot of damage in yoga because in yoga we see people doing the poses and we're like, oh, well, I can do that. And then you jump in and you do it. And sure, your body might be in that shape, but you're not strong enough for that shape. So what happens is your ego has told you, you can do that, just do it. And then you get in and you do it and your ego's like, see, I told you you could do this. Meanwhile, your body, your mind is saying, you're here, but you didn't get here the right way. I hope that makes sense. So what I'm trying to say is give yourself the time you need to get strong enough for each progression of this pose. Any pose in yoga, not just this one, but give yourself the time to grow. You'd be amazed at how awesome it feels when you notice, oh, I just got deeper into that pose. Or, oh, my balance has gotten a little bit better. You notice those small, subtle wins. Whereas if you're running off of your ego doesn't take time to celebrate those wins. Your ego is just like, go do more, you can do more. But you're not really taking the time to learn. That's my tangent, I will let it go. Okay, let's get back to the pose. All right. So remember, if you're just starting in on this pose, we're gonna have a shorter stance, a little less of a lunge. Wrist is lining up with knee. and we're going here. This is your side angle. From there, you can work towards finding a little bit longer stance, maybe getting the wrist to where it's below the knee. Same thing, keep moving from there. And then once you're able to get down a little bit lower, the lunge is deeper, that's when we're gonna bring that block in. Remember, when you're in your side angle, I'm gonna show you from the long view so you can notice the difference between having your chest open and not having it open. All right, here is the front view of a properly aligned, fully muscle engaged side angle pose. I forgot what we were doing for a second. Notice how there is one straight line from my ankle to my knee, to my wrist, to my right shoulder, across my chest, to my left shoulder, and then all the way up to my left wrist. Okay, so I am fully engaged here, breathing, holding my posture. This is what it looks like when you are letting your ego drive you and you're not able to get as deep into the pose as you want to, but you're going there anyway. Now notice the difference. There is no straight line. My chest went from being open to facing down towards the ground. Once again, I am in the pose, but I'm not engaging in the pose. I'm not strong enough to be in this pose right now. And notice too, whenever you're doing it like this, your booty is also going to stick out. Whereas when you're engaged, your bottom is here instead of here. Notice the difference? It's the difference between tucking your tail and not tucking your tail. When I tuck my tail like this, I am fully engaging my core. Actually, that gives me an idea. Let's try this at home. All right, so find your heel to heel alignment. Find your lunge. Find those warrior arms. Reach forward. Wrist connects with knee. Top arm goes high. All right. So go from not tucking your tail to tucking your tail. What I mean by tucking your tail is, for lack of better words, is to clench your butt cheek. So you're basically doing so I'm here, I'm relaxed, to here, 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 here. It's a thrust of the hips, but whenever you thrust your hips forward, you're also having to engage your glute muscles to get yourself there. You're also having to use your core muscles. Relaxed, not. Relaxed, not. Okay, so now let's add that into here. All right, so we're here, relaxed, not. Relaxed, not. Relaxed, not. I know, it seems a little awkward and it's kind of weird, and you're probably watching this and you're probably laughing at me. But if you're doing it, you'll notice the difference. It's a very small difference, but you'll notice the difference between not engaging and engaging. Not engaging, engaging. And I know it looks like I'm just moving my body backwards and forwards, which I am moving my body backwards and forwards, but the simple act of moving your body forward is going to force you to engage all of these muscles. Okay, so let's flow through one together on each side, and then I'm gonna go over the half and the full bind with you. So let's find a downward facing dog. We're gonna get into it the same way that I got into it earlier. So we're gonna go from a down to a warrior two into our side angle. So take a big round of breath here in your down dog. Inhale. Save for your exhale. Three-legged dog, right foot goes high. Shift your gaze in between your hands. Step your foot in between your palms. Take all the steps you need. Drop your left heel down. Find your alignment. Inhale, rise. Exhale, open it up to your warrior two. Let's take a second. Let's find our alignment, find our engagement. How do your heels look? Can you see your right big toe? If not, either shorten your stance or try to open up your hip a little bit more. Straighten your hips towards the long edge of your mat. Long left edge of your mat. Just find those warrior arms, squeeze those shoulder blades together. And top half of the body only, start to reach for the front of your mat. Drop your right arm down, wrist connects with knee. Left arm goes into the sky. Side angle. We got 2 full rounds of breath here. Breathe with me, inhale and exhale. 1 more, inhale, exhale. Cartwheel those hands down. Move from your high plank. Step your right foot back to your low plank. Inhale for your upward facing. Exhale for the downward facing. All right, awesome job. So we're gonna do the left side now. So take a deep round of breath, a deep inhale in your down dog. Stay for your exhale. 3-legged dog, left foot goes high this time. Shift your gaze to the top of the mat. As you exhale, step the left foot in between your hands. Drop your right heel down this time. Inhale to rise up. Exhale, open it up to your warrior two. Check in with your alignment. Heel to heel. You should be able to see your left big toe. If not, shorten your stance. Hips are now facing the right long edge of your mat. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Top half of the body only, so from the core up. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, side angle. Left wrist hits left knee. Right arm goes to the sky. Awesome job. We got 2 rounds of breath here. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale. Cartwheel those arms down. Take your vinyasa or skip it. If you're skipping your vinyasa, you're gonna go straight to a down dog, or maybe you're just gonna sit down because you're at home and I can't really see what you're doing anyway, so. All right, guys. All right, so now we have gotten our alignment, our muscle engagement down, our do's, our don'ts, our side view, our front view of our side angle pose down. So the whole point of trying to get a longer, by longer, I guess I mean lower, I should say lower stance in this posture is to find a half and full bind. So I'm going to show you from the front first, and then I'm going to show you from the back. All right, so I'm in my side angle, and then from here I'm going to find a half bind. So I'm simply taking my left hand, I'm sweeping it behind me, and I'm placing it at the bottom of my right glute. So you might be able to see in the video, my fingers are dangling just under my right thigh. And then from here, I'm gonna move into my full bind. So I'm gonna take my right hand and I'm gonna put it underneath me. Ideally, you would be able to interlock fingers like this. Left hand, fingers up, right hand, fingers down. Or I guess I should say, left hand, palm down, right hand, palm up. So we're holding like this, but underneath. I do not have it on this side. I'll show you from behind. I'm almost there, but I'm not quite deep enough yet. Remember, practice is progress. So I'm in my side angle. This is my half bind. So your half bind can start here, just at the small of your back. Maybe it moves here. Maybe you get to where you can just rest your hand right there in the crook of your thigh and your hip. Hang out here. The next progression would be to find that full bind where the right arm comes underneath. So see how my hands almost touch? My fingers are so close. That's my marker. Again, practice is progress. It's something that I am working towards. So that is your front and your back view of your half and your full bind. So really quick before we're done, do's and don'ts. Do's and don'ts. I cannot find English today. Do's and don'ts of your half and your full bind. So just like in our side angle, you want to keep that straight line. So we're here, not here. And again, I'll show you the front view of this as well. So when you move into that half bind, once again, the ego will step in and it's like, oh, you can do it. You can get your hand all the way underneath your thigh. So, but what happens in order for you to get that? You come down here. This is not my half bind. I don't know what this is. This is asking to injure your hip, is what it is. And then you're like, well, no, I can get that full. So you're here. Okay, well, this isn't what you should look like. This is not a full bind. Yes, you were able to get into it. You were able to clasp your hands. That's not your full bind. I'm going to show you from the front view. Okie dokie. All right, so I'm back in my side angle. I'm going in for my half bind. Notice how I am keeping the integrity of this pose. I'm not faltering to the right, to the left, forward or backward. I'm staying nice, straight in line. Now I'm going to try and go in for that full bind. This is about as far as I can go without compromising the integrity. Once again, this is where the ego steps in and is like, you can do that, just do it. So what if you're doing it wrong? You still did it. Okay, this is me getting into my full bind, but compromising the integrity of the pose. So notice the difference between this. My chest is facing down towards the ground. My head is down. My chest is by no means open. My shoulders are both facing towards the ground. All for what? So I can say I have a full bind, when really you don't have a full bind because that's not what it's supposed to look like. So notice the difference between this and this. This is what a full bind would look like if I had it all the way. I'm working on it. Okay, kids, that's it. I hope you learned something. I hope that what I said made sense. If I missed anything or skipped anything or something just didn't quite click with you, feel free to please reach out to me, email me, hit me up on Facebook, social media, Instagram, whatever. Ask me in studio if you come to classes. I'm here for you and you're the reason I do this. So I can't help you if I don't know. I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope you enjoy. Thanks.